Okay, now that we have the foundation, the walls, the tabs done, the next thing to do is to add our windows and doors. So I'm going to walk you through the process of opening the program up and finding our files here. So the first thing I want to do is find the file I saved for my house. And if I go to my documents and I go to the folder that I had created called Tech, inside of Tech I'm going to find the file that I saved, Tarja House 1. And if you saved it 3 times, then it would have Tarja House 2 or Tarja House 3 or 4 after it. Whatever the highest number you have after your last name house would be the last save that you had made. So I'm going to open this up by double clicking, and here's my house. Okay, I'm going to move this over so we can see it. And again, here's the floor, here's our foundations, here's our walls and our tabs. So at this point in time, I would be ready to put the windows and doors on the house. And that means that I'm going to make a trip over to Mill Depot. So how do we get to Mill Depot? Well, in the book, we would now be on step number 15. And you can get to Mill Depot by going to File, Open, clicking on the drop-down arrow in order to get us to Mill Y drive, clicking on Brennan Targia, and if you click on the down arrow here and click on all files, you'll have more of a selection here, and Mill Depot is one of those. Okay, so if you click Mill Depot and hit open, you'll see Mill Depot open here. Okay, now here you have different departments just like you would in any hardware store. You'll have a window department, you'll have a door frame and side window department, little sidelets, those are those windows next to the door. And you have garage doors, you have 3-pane sliding glass doors, 2-pane sliding glass doors, you have storm doors, you have 6-panel wooden doors, French doors, you name it, Mill Depot's got it. Every kind of window you could imagine. Half round, quarter round, full round. And you can alter these once they're on your house as well by stretching them and shrinking them, doubling them, duplicating them. So here's what you want to do. I'm going to start off with a front door, and that means that I'm going to zoom in a little bit on these doors and try to pick one out that I think would look nice on my house. And I think I'm going to try using, with my selection tool, I'll try this door here. No, I'll try this one here. If I select this door and copy it by using the control, holding the control button down and hitting C for copy, that copies it. Now if I go back to my house, which is in a little window back in here, if I maximize this, if I click on the house right now, and then I use the shortcut Control V to paste it, that brings the door into my house. Now it's going to be important that I put the door in the right place. Now if this is the front of my house, that means that when this gets folded up, this is then the back of my house, and these two here are the sides of my house. So I'm going to want to make sure that, yes, this is the front, and that my doors get centered from left to right. Now, do I want one single door, or do I want the house to look bigger so that I can make maybe a double door in the front? So if I wanted to duplicate this now, I don't need to necessarily bring another one in from Mill Depot. I can just hit Control D and have 2 of them show up. So once this is selected, I can bring my arrow up. Now here's the next thing I want to explain. Notice if I bring the door up to the top of the foundation it doesn't sit right on top of the foundation. That's because I'm still on a 2-foot scale. So I want to go to Layout, set my grid to something smaller than 2 feet. We can try 1 foot, see if that'll do it. I think that that's still a little bit above, so I'm going to go to Layout, Set Grid again. Maybe 6 inches will do it. That's not going to do it. Layout, Set Grid. Let's go to 2 inches. Okay, 2 inches looks like it'll do it. Okay, that means I can use my arrow keys to nudge these around and get them just where I want them. Okay, that looks good so far. Okay, two doors in front. The next thing I want to do is go back to Mill Depot, and I want to select me a door frame. And a door frame is going to be down in the door frame side window department. And I'm going to go with something like this one here. And if I use my Control C, then I go back to my house and I zoom back in here and I use my arrow key, click on an area, and use Control V to paste it. I can then inch this around I'm going to be about right here. Watch this. Grab this little handle here, and then you can stretch it out to wherever you want it. You can pull it up to fit around the doors. Okay. And then I can use my arrow keys to nudge it until I'm happy with where it is. The reason why I'm leaving some space there on the sides is because I want to fit some sidelit windows in there, and I want there to be enough room for them. I'll go get those right now. Back to Mill Depot. So if I select these sidelets here, Control C, back to the house, click here, Control V, I can then move these around until they fit into place. I want to duplicate that, so Control D will duplicate it, and then I can move this one over until it's in place. That's a nice doorway. Great. Alright, the next thing I want to do is look for some windows. Back to the hardware store. So let's go to the window department and click on a window that you like. Control C, back to the house. Click in an area, Control V. Nudge it around until you're happy with its location. Now I don't need to bring any more of these windows in because I can simply duplicate them by using Control D. Moving that over. Now it's important that the space is consistent between the windows. So what you want to do at this point is use this selection tool right here below the arrow to select both of them. If I duplicate these, I'll get a duplication that's already spaced out to be identical. And if I then select all 4 of these, I can then duplicate them to get another set of 4 that is identical. If I move those all the way over to the right side of the front, I'm going to end up with something that looks like this. Okay, now if I want to do that again, down for the back of the house, click somewhere in the blank area, Control V, oops, I don't want that. I want to go back here and make sure that I group what I want. I want to group all these, Control C, go back down here, point click, Control V. Use my arrow keys to come up and over, Control V again, bring these down and over. That's nice. So right now my house looks like this. Much better than the blank surface I was looking at moments ago. Okay, Next thing I want to do is I want to take a window, one window, and I want to copy it. Click on the right side of the house and Control V paste it. Only the thing is, when I fold this house up, that window is facing the wrong direction. So I want to use this 90-degree rotate tool right here. If I click on it, you'll see the window rotates so that when I fold the house up, it's actually facing the right direction. So if I do this again, Control D for duplicate, I can then put another one on the side of the house down here. Okay, Control D again, put another one up here for the second floor. And Control D again, put another one over here. And then quickly I can simply copy all four of these. Control C, click over here, Control V to paste it, and there you go. There's just a few more things I want to get from the hardware store. So I'm going to go back to Mill Depot real quick. And I want to click on this half round window, Control C. And I'm going to click over here in the front center of my foyer, Control V. And I want to stretch this out a little bit, make it bigger. I want to give myself a nice grand look in the front of the house. That might be a little overkill there. Go a little smaller. Maybe a little smaller. Okay. Something like that. Oops. Wrong. Let's just inch this over. Let me see here. Delete. Inch this window over right there. There we go. Lovely. Okay, I can also take this window, copy it, click over here and paste it, rotate it 90 degrees, and I can place these half-round windows in my attic space so that it gives the house a nice look on the sides. Again, rotate 90 degrees. I have to rotate this one around a few more times to get it the right orientation. And there you go. And that's how you bring windows and doors into Millville.